If you're feeling stuck right now, this is not the time to quit. This is an opportunity to expand. There is so much going on in the world. There's so much turbulence. And I have had the craziest, most difficult of years, health-wise, and various other things going on. And there have been moments where I really wanted to quit and just run away from it all, hide under the duvet. I was out for a run earlier today and listening to a book on Audible by Dr. Tara Schwartz, the Signs book. And she was just talking about how our most challenging times of life, where we're going through turbulence, whatever it may be, whether you're dealing with grief or divorce or your business is in trouble or whatever it may be, that actually you are right where you are meant to be. And sometimes that's really hard to sort of accept. And, you know, for me at the moment, I've got some significant health issues. I'm also dealing with a very difficult divorce. We're in court this week coming. And so there's so much going on in my life. And I can feel overwhelmed with it at times. But actually, if I just take a step back and say, what is my purpose? What was I put on this earth to do? And when you reconnect back with that, and when you pause and reflect, and sometimes you can spiral and you need to just press pause. Like for me, it was being in a hot bath last night, listening to a meditation and just pressing pause, having that time to journal, having that time of reflection while out for a run this morning. And I realized I have got so much to say, regardless of the noise of these things. Actually, our light is there to shine. Our voice is not meant to be dimmed and dulled. We are meant to put ourselves out into the universe and really show up and share and offer wisdom. And so if you are feeling really stuck right now and feeling like that you've got so much going on that you want to just hide, know that this is your opportunity to just rethink, listen to the whispers and rethink, how are you going to show up and do things differently? How are you going to change the way that you are building your life? And you know, you don't have to play small just because life is difficult. And even if you have stuff going on, that you can still inspire others and be the best version of yourself. You can still step into your greatness, and you can still inspire your kids, your community to become the best versions of who they are meant to be and really live your purpose, fulfill your dreams and your destiny. And you don't have to shrink. You don't have to shrink in order to please others. This is your time. You've got the most incredible time. We are so lucky with social media, with podcasting. We can easily share our voice with the world. And thousands of people can connect and listen to what we have to say. And we just need to pluck up the courage to share our thoughts and our wisdom and inspire others. So I know that we all go through peaks and troughs and times where we just plateau. And for me, I've certainly I feel like sometimes I'm wading through treacle. Things are just staying steady and the same. I'm not having that massive expansion and growth. And you might feel like, oh, that's me. I feel stuck, where things aren't moving and shifting. And we all have seasons of life. We all have moments where, you know, things are going really well for us. And maybe times where things feel harder and more difficult. And that is totally natural. That is the cycles of life. And whatever season you're in, know that it's okay. You don't have to be like, keeping up with the Joneses all the time. And it's really easy to look at other people and hear these amazing stories of their success and what they're doing and feel like in some way you're lacking and not delivering and doing what other people are doing. And, I certainly have those moments. I look at people in my previous career, I was a TV journalist, and I look at my old colleagues and I look at their lives and I think, oh God, maybe I should have stayed doing that. They look at their incredible lives and what they're doing and, the stories they're telling and who they're working with. And I can then sort of spiral and shrink in my belief in myself. Or maybe, I look at other people in the online world and I might think, oh, they're doing this and they're achieving this. But most of it is just, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So today, instead of thinking, how can I work harder, push harder, do more things, instead allow this time of acceptance and surrender. And surrender for me is, I've heard this word so often in listening to podcasts or YouTube videos where they're talking about manifesting, and sometimes you need to surrender. And it took me a long time to figure this out and really understand the concept. But it's an acceptance, it's a letting go. It's rather than pushing and clinging onto things that aren't working, it's surrendering to whatever the universe has for you or your higher power or whatever it may be, and just an acceptance that your life is beautiful. And even if you are in a hard season of life, this too shall pass. And there will be better things. There will be brighter moments. The sun will come out. And maybe you're in a rain shower right now, but the clouds will part and the sun will come out again for you and your business and your life. And so if you are feeling just really stuck and really exhausted, know that this too shall pass and you will find a way through it. But sometimes it is not through pushing and hustling and clinging on with like that sort of desperation. Sometimes we need to let go of things. And I was running earlier and I was listening to various things, meditations, and they were talking about just letting go and accepting. We're in a season of life where sometimes we have to just get rid of the rubbish and throw out the trash and release those things that are no longer serving you. And for me, I'm going through like quite turbulent times, but I know that season of life is ending, and it could end this week. It might take another few months, but that season is ending and a new one is rising, a new one is forming. And I can't wait to see what's on the other side of that. And so if you are going through hard times, know that those hard times will end and everything is transitory. I know when you are going through a tough season of life, sometimes it's really hard to kind of get excited about your goals, and it just feels like I've had periods this year where getting excited about my goals or manifesting has felt just felt off. It's not felt right. And so I get it. Sometimes it's really hard to do those things. But what I try and do is reconnect with the joy, reconnect with whether it's a vision board of things that I want to do or things that inspire me. And so when I reconnect, it's easier to then get excited about my goals rather than otherwise they can feel like it's this big goal that feels, when you're wading through the treacle, it feels completely out of reach. So, wherever you are right now, try to just reconnect with whether it's listening to a meditation that inspires you or just looking at images, your vision board, something where it just can remind you of what it is that you're doing, what it is your goals and your dreams are, and just allowing those to kind of percolate into you rather than it feeling like you're pushing and hustling with it. because sometimes in this season of life, we need to let go of things. We are shedding, and that takes real courage to let go of things. There are definitely things where I've been thinking, shall I stop doing something? Shall I let go of it? And I haven't quite plucked up the courage to do it yet, because that takes real courage. And if you're there where you're thinking, I want to stop doing something, but I'm not quite sure it's right, and maybe your intuition is telling you to stop doing it, but your brain is thinking, oh no, you need to stay clinging onto this thing. And it's really difficult to let go and surrender to the process. But sometimes if there is that whisper, that nudge to do something, then what if you've got nothing else to lose but to listen to the nudges, listen to the whispers, and see where they take you? Consistency is the most underestimated form of self-belief, because when you show up day in, day out, even if you're not quite sure it's going to work, but you just have this little gut instinct, this trust in yourself, and you keep going, even when everything else seems like it's failing, actually that consistency is telling the universe, is telling God, is telling your higher power that you're on that mission. You're going for it, regardless of the challenges and difficulties. And so doing that LinkedIn post every day, doing that YouTube channel, creating that podcast, whatever it may be, even if you doubt yourself, even if you think, is this going to work? Know that you are taking baby steps on your journey. And sometimes we just need to shift from trying to trusting, because trying is kind of pushing and striving, and it's heavy energy, whereas trusting is lightness. It's a belief that it's going to happen regardless. And when you accept and surrender to the process, then you are trusting in this higher power, in yourself, to know that it is going to work out. And you can get there, you can do this, you can achieve whatever you dream of. But sometimes we just need to trust in ourselves and in that magic that's all around us. And I'm a great believer in thinking it's not about the giant leap, it's about small, consistent actions. Whether it's the 10-minute meditation every morning, or sending an email to your list on a regular basis, or showing up and doing that video, creating that podcast, whatever it may be. And small, consistent action is the secret. I have wanted to create a podcast for probably 7 years, and for one reason and another, I didn't do it. And I got to this point in my life where I thought, what have I got to lose? I've had such a strange year. I think I've not really talked about it all, but I've had such a challenging year in so many ways. And I just turned 50, and I could look at my life, and I'd written out, when I'd just turned 49, I wrote this big list of these are the things I want to do in my 50th year. And to be honest, I've achieved very little of them because I had significant health issues. And so because of all that, I looked at my life and I thought, God, I've really not done what I wanted to do. And I'm normally a doer. And then I realized, actually right now, maybe it's about accepting and surrendering and trusting in the process, and trusting that I will get there, and trusting that sometimes life doesn't work out the way we planned it to, but it is more magnificent if we surrender to the process, and if we allow. And the universe has bigger and better and bolder plans for us, but sometimes we just have to stop clinging to these ideas and surrender to what is possible. And if you're feeling stuck right now and wanting to create something different in your business, then the Membership Course Academy is somewhere where you can create passive income and build something that can really fit your life, regardless of what you have being thrown at you in your life. If you want to know more, check out my link below. And I've got a webinar that can talk you through the process and help you to build something that you really love and so you can build a life that you love. Thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear, what are your challenges right now and how are you overcoming them? Because I know that when we support each other, when we trust in the process, things get so much better. And I'd love to hear, what are those consistent actions that you are taking to make your life just flow so much more seamlessly? If you like this video, please hit subscribe and give me a little like. And if you want to know more about the Membership Course Academy, then check out that link below. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, bye, bye.